Hey guys, Crypto Sunday, and it's getting really rough out there. Expect a lot of people are going to be getting out of the space, down 16,000 nearly this week. So that's pretty rough. A lot of the coins down, sort of worse than Bitcoin. Did make a small change, which I'll come back to. But just looking at some of the news, there is quite a bit of news. Bit caution on the miners. I do have my Hive and Argo blockchain positions, and there's sort of risk with them quite a bit now, with the price coming down and electricity prices going up and the hash rate going up. That is causing sort of quite an issue. They're saying sort of average cost of mining could be about $25,000 now. So that's probably just cost to mine. That's not including sort of all the other administrative costs and share-based compensation of the miners and all that sort of thing. So net on the whole company, I expect a lot of them are mining at a loss now. But they're still pushing ahead with new facilities. So we sort of touched nearly 300 exahash per second. So a lot of these guys, I think, are probably taking on debt and sort of various share issues and that sort of thing, and hoping that the competition goes bust, I would imagine. So yeah, some of them could end up going bust, mining at a loss, or you could end up with very heavy sort of share dilutions, which would not benefit existing shareholders. So you could just lose an awful lot even that way. But yeah, it's certainly a risk at the moment. Just looking at the Senate bill as well, a game-changing bill they're calling it. It's not going to be anywhere near going through just yet. It has to jump through a lot more hoops in the Senate, but it seems a reasonable bill. They're sort of pushing a few different things, classifying all digital assets into either securities and commodities. So they've already said Bitcoin and Ethereum would be commodities and would be regulated by the CFTC rather than the SEC, which sort of gives it a little bit more lighter regulation. The SEC sort of doesn't seem all that keen on it at the moment. So that would be good. Obviously, if your token ends up being classed as a security, then that's not going to do too well. They're also saying lightening the tax burden, so purchases of up to $200 don't have to be reported, which would be good. And they're going after algorithmic stablecoins and sort of non-100% backed stablecoins. So you could see more investigation into sort of Tether and USDC and that sort of thing. I think this is going to benefit USDC because they seem the most transparent and the most likely to be 100% backed. I think they've been sort of gaining market share in the stablecoin world over sort of Tether, and sort of taking a lot of the money from the Terra collapse. So yeah, interesting. Good news. Institutions will want regulation to get in. And yeah, a bit of a silly one. ATM's installations sort of going up again. So they were sort of dropping right down to next to nothing. It's obviously not really necessary with sort of very low fee exchanges, but I think this is for the real sort of uninitiated. They put them in pubs and hotels and that sort of thing. And yeah, there was a sort of a nice big uptick from what was very low levels. So some of these charge sort of, from what I've read, 11% to anything up to 25% fee to buy Bitcoin. So you put in £100, you're going to get £75 worth. And then if you want to sell it back through these ATMs to cash again later on, you're going to pay another 25%. So that's just ridiculous. Like I sort of gripe at paying 0.5% with Coinbase Pro, and I've sort of moved largely to FTX now, but yeah, 0.5% to 25%. Seems a little bit crazy. I did read a little article saying they'd shut one down in a local pub in the Midlands in the UK, and a load of sort of middle-aged ladies had been buying, and they were very annoyed. So yeah, seems a shame that they're sort of lining these guys' pockets when they could just be sort of learning, or maybe getting a more tech-savvy relative or friend to buy it for them on an exchange. But yeah, interesting. So just looking at the coins, Bitcoin's down 6%, obviously faring better than most of the others. Ethereum take a really big hit, 17%. Cardano not done quite as bad, but that's been fairly sort of poor over the longer term, but down 8% this week. Solana sort of still trickling down. This would be one sort of considering buying, but maybe not just yet. Still sort of waiting for $25,000 Bitcoin, maybe sort of maybe even in the low 20s. I mean, Solana could be £15 by then easily. Chronos 18% down. That's not done well. And yes, so I've sold OMG Network after sort of a lot of thought, and yeah, I purchased Chainlink, which never invested in. New position. Does seem the industry is going to need it sort of one way or the other, whichever of the tokens succeed. It's got a very large ecosystem, sort of basically provide links between all of the big coins and the outside world, sort of or getting data from the outside world. So yeah, that seemed a bit of a better bet than OMG Network, which is basically a scaling sort of solution to Ethereum, which, if Ethereum's got the 2.0 merge sort of coming soon, I was kind of thinking might not need OMG Network quite as much, and there wasn't really a lot of news coming out of them anyway, so I thought take profit. So yeah, Power Ledger down 16%, XRP 10%, Basic Attention Token really not good, 16%. Internet Computer the worst, which is not surprising, 23%, 23.5%, and Audius 16%. And then my 3x ADA token isn't doing well, of course. I do think it's worth sort of highlighting if you are buying in the sort of bear markets, or if you bought the top and are now sort of staring at a large loss, maybe to just remind yourself of how sort of averaging down in the bear market can sort of get you out of positions. Just looking at my OMG Network position. So sold it for £3,000 total profit on what I invested. Now at £1.77. But if you look at my sort of first buys, all the way back in December 2017, so I was literally buying sort of the top. But yeah, September 2017, I put over £1,000 worth in at £7.19. So that's sort of 4 times where we are now. And in December, I put another £1,100 in at £6.61. So that's £1,200. Sorry, 2,000. Yeah, nearly £2,200 in at 4 times today's price. So to get £3,000 profit, obviously done quite well. But sort of going into the end of 2018, we were sort of 85% down from that high when I bought, and I just kept buying, obviously not averaging all the way down. I did wait 9, 10, 11 months, but yeah, buying sort of the lows, £300 here, £400 there, even though I was buying over £1,000 initially. But yeah, buying that sort of those low amounts, 95p, £1.20, had an 80p buy, just sort of £300-400 buys. And yeah, that got my average right down. And then, yeah, we had the bull run in sort of 2021. Sold some at £2.64, sold some at £5.51, and then £6.32, and then sold the remainder this week at £2. So yeah, from initially buying sort of £7 odd and then being down 85%, continuing to sort of bring that average down, still ended up getting £3,000 profit out of it. So that's kind of what I'm continuing to do at the moment. Sort of again, I have left it a little while and sort of haven't been buying all that much for the last few weeks, but hoping to sort of bring those averages down soon. Obviously, you have to be in a token that is going to rise again in the bull market. You can't be in sort of one of these dead tokens from the previous bull run that never really goes anywhere. But yeah, I'm hoping my my tokens should do well sort of when we rise again, maybe sort of towards the end of this year, could be next year. But yeah, hopefully bring my averages down and we'll do the same thing again. So yeah, leave your thoughts in comments below and like and subscribe. See you soon.